Bible study. We're just setting up here. One's good. Wait on the other one. Bingo. Let's go. Let's start. Book of Genesis, chapter 44. Joseph tests his brothers. This is our Bible study. Genesis 44:1. And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack's mouth. What's really happening? Joseph tells the steward to fill his brother's sacks with food and secretly return their money again. This is part of Joseph's final test to reveal whether his brothers have truly changed and whether they will protect Benjamin instead of abandoning him like they once abandoned Joseph. Genesis 44:2. And put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest, and his corn money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken. Joseph tells the steward to secretly place his silver cup in Benjamin's sack. This is the final test to see if the brothers will protect Benjamin or abandon him as they once abandoned him. As soon as the morning was light, Genesis 44:3, the men were sent away, they and their asses. Early in the next morning, Joseph's brothers leave Egypt, believing everything has gone well. They had no idea that Joseph's final tests have already been set in motion and will soon reveal what is truly in their hearts. Genesis 44:4. And when they were gone out of the city, and not yet far off, Joseph said unto his steward, up, follow after the man, and when thou dost overtake them, say unto them, wherefore have ye rewarded evil for good? After the brothers leave the city, Joseph sends his steward to catch up with them and accuse them of repaying kindness with evil. Joseph is not trying to take revenge. He is creating one final test to reveal whether his brothers have truly changed and whether they will stand by Benjamin when he is accused. Genesis 44:5. Is not this it in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth? Ye have done evil in so doing. Joseph instructs his steward to accuse the brothers of stealing his silver cup. The mention of divining is part of the steward's accusation and fits Joseph's role as an Egyptian ruler. The Bible does not say that Joseph actually practiced divination. This accusation raises the stakes of the test. Joseph is about to find out whether his brothers will remain loyal to Benjamin or leave him behind as they once did with Joseph. Genesis 44:6. And he overtook them, and he spake unto them these same words. Joseph's steward catches up with the brothers and repeats the accusation exactly as Joseph instructed. The test has now begun, and the brothers are about to face a situation that will reveal whether their hearts have truly changed since they betrayed Joseph years earlier. Genesis 44:7. And they said unto him, wherefore saith my Lord these words? God forbid that they servants should do according to this thing. The brothers are shocked by the accusation and they cannot believe they are being accused of stealing. They strongly deny doing anything wrong, showing that they do not understand the test Joseph has prepared for them. Genesis 44:8. Behold, the money which we found in our sacks' mouths we brought again unto thee out of the land of Canaan. How then should we steal out of thy Lord's house silver or gold? The brothers remind the steward that they returned the money they found in their sacks before. They argue that if they were honest enough to return money they did not owe, they would not steal a valuable cup from Joseph's house. Their response shows they are trying to prove their innocence. Genesis 44:9. With whomsoever of thy servants it be found, both let him die, and we also will be my Lord's bondmen. The brothers are so confident they did not steal the cup that they offer a severe punishment if it is found among them. They do not realize the cup has been placed in Benjamin's sack, and this test will reveal whether they are willing to sacrifice for their youngest brother. Genesis 44:10. And he said, now also let it be according unto your words. He with whom it is found shall be my servant, and ye shall be blameless. The steward agrees that whoever has the cup will become a servant, while the others will be free to go. The test is narrowing in on Benjamin, giving the brothers a choice. Will they protect their youngest brother, or will they walk away like they did with Joseph? Genesis 44:11. Then they speedily took down every man's sack to the ground and opened every man his sack. The brothers quickly open their sacks to prove they are innocent. They are confident the cup will not be found, but God is using this moment to reveal how much their hearts have changed since they betrayed Joseph. Genesis 44:12. And he searched and began at the eldest and left at the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. The steward searches each brother's sack, starting with the oldest and ending with Benjamin's. When the silver cup is found in Benjamin's sack, the brothers are faced with the same kind of decision they faced years earlier. Will they abandon their brother or stand up for him? Genesis 44:13. Then they rented their clothes and laid every man his ass and returned to the city. The brothers are devastated when the cup is found in Benjamin's sack. Tearing their clothes was a sign of deep sorrow and distress, showing that they are no longer willing to simply walk away from their brother like they did with Joseph. They return to Egypt together to face what happens next. Genesis 44:14. And Judah and his brethren came to Joseph's house, where he was yet there, and they fell before him on the ground. The brothers returned to Joseph's house after Benjamin is accused of stealing the cup. They bow before Joseph again, fulfilling the dream God gave Joseph years earlier. But this time they come with humility and willingness to take responsibility for their brother. Genesis 44:15. And Joseph said unto them, What deed is this that ye have done? Wot ye not that such a man as I can certainly divine? Joseph questions his brothers about the cup, continuing the test he has planned. The brothers still do not know who Joseph really is, but this moment is revealing whether they have changed from the man who once betrayed their own. Genesis 44:16. And Judah said, What shall we say unto my Lord? What shall we speak, or how shall we clear ourselves? God hath found us the iniquity of thy servants. Behold, we are my Lord's servants, both we and he is also with whom the cup is found. Judah admits that they cannot explain what happened and recognize that God is dealing with them. Instead of only defending themselves, Judah takes responsibility and offers himself and his brothers as servants, showing a major change from jealousy and selfishness of their past. Genesis 44:17. And he said, God forbid that I should do so, but the man in whose hand the cup is found, and he shall be my servant. And as for you, get you up in peace under your father. Joseph refuses Judah's offer and asks only Benjamin must stay because the cup was found in his sack. This is the moment Joseph is waiting for, whether the brothers will leave Benjamin behind or save themselves or choose to stand with him. Genesis 44:18. And Judah came near unto him and said, O my Lord, let thy servant, I pray thee, speak a word in my Lord's ear, and let not thine anger burn against thy servant, for thou art even as Pharaoh. Judah steps forward and respectfully asks Joseph for permission to speak. Instead of running away or blaming someone else, Judah takes responsibility and prepares to plead for Benjamin's life, showing how much his heart has changed. Genesis 44:19. My Lord asked his servants, saying, Have ye a father or a brother? Judah reminds Joseph of the question he asked when they came to Egypt. He is explaining the family situation that led them to bring Benjamin. Joseph, why did so to their father? Joseph, why this younger brother is so important to their father? Genesis 44:20. And we said unto my Lord, We have a father, an old man, and a child of his age, a little one. And this is his brother is dead, and his brother is dead. And he came alone, and he alone is left of his mother, and his father loveth him. Jonah explains why Benjamin is deeply loved. He is the only son of he is the only son of his mother, as they believe Joseph is dead. These words are spoken directly to Joseph, who knows the truth. Judah pleads highlights Jacob's deep love for Benjamin and prepares for the heartfelt appeal that follows. Genesis 44:21, And thou saidst unto thy servants, Bring him down unto me, that I may set mine eyes upon him. Judah reminds Joseph that it was Joseph himself who required Benjamin to come to Egypt. Recounting these events, Judah is building his case in humility and honestly, preparing to ask Joseph to spare Benjamin for the sake of their father. Genesis 44:22, And we said unto my Lord, the lad could not leave his father, for if he should leave his father would die. Judah explains that Benjamin's absence would deeply crush Jacob. This shows how precious Benjamin is to their father and reveals that Judah now understands the pain their family has already endured. This concern is no longer just for himself, but for the father and his younger brother. Genesis 44:23, And thou saidst unto thy servants, Except your youngest brother come down with you, ye see my face no more. Judah reminds Joseph of the condition that had been given. They could not return to Egypt without Benjamin. As Judah continues his plea, he shows that they obeyed the ruler's command, even though it meant risking their father's greatest fear. Genesis 44:24, And it came to pass when we came up unto thy servant, my father, we told him the words of my Lord. Sorry, but then it came to pass when we came up unto thy servant, my father, we told him the words of my Lord. Alright. Judah continues telling the story, explaining that they faithfully reported everything Joseph had said to their father, Jacob. His careful recounting shows honesty and sets the stage for a heartfelt plea to save Benjamin. Genesis 44:25, And our father said, Go again and buy us a little food. Judah explains that when the family needed more food, Jacob told them to return to Egypt. This reminds Joseph that their journey was not by choice, but because the famine forced them to come back, leading to this moment where their hearts are being tested. Genesis 44:26, And we said, We cannot go down. If our youngest brother be with us, then we will go down. For we may not see the man's face except our youngest brother with us. Judah explains that they told their father they could not return to Egypt unless Benjamin was with them. The brothers understood that Benjamin's presence was the only way they could receive help, and now Judah is showing Joseph how much Benjamin's safety matters to their family. I'm sorry. Genesis 44:27, And thy servant, my father, said unto us, Ye know that my wife bare me two sons. Judah continues his plea by explaining Jacob's deep love for Rachel's two sons, Joseph and Benjamin. Without realizing it, Judah is speaking about um, Joseph's own family history directly to Joseph, showing how much pain Jacob has carried since Joseph disappeared. Genesis 44:28, And the one that went out from me, and I said, Surely he is torn in pieces, and I saw him not since. Judah explains that Jacob believes Joseph was killed and has not seen him since the day he disappeared. The words are painful for Joseph to hear because he knows that the truth. He is alive and is standing right in front of the brother who is describing his loss. Genesis 44:29, and if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, ye shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. Judah explains that losing Benjamin will completely break their father Jacob's heart. He understands that Benjamin is not just another brother, he represents the last connection Jacob has to the family. to help. Man who once helped Joseph. Oof. Genesis 44:30. Now therefore, when I come to thy servant, my father, and the lad be not with us, seeing that his life is bound up in the lad's life. Judah explains that Jacob's life is deeply connected to Benjamin's safety and well-being. He is showing Joseph that taking Benjamin away could cause unbearable pain to their family. Judah's words reveal transformation heart. He is now willing to fight for his brother instead of abandoning him. Genesis 44:31. It shall come to pass when he seeth that the lad is not with us, that he will die, and thy servants shall bring down the gray hairs of thy servant father with sorrow to the grave. Judah continues explaining that Jacob would be devastated if Benjamin does not return home. He is no longer thinking only about himself, he is carrying the burden of his father's pain and lightning to fighting to protect. Okay, he is no longer thinking only about himself. He is carrying the burden of his father's pain and fighting to protect his brother. This shows how much God has changed Judah's heart since the Genesis 44:32. For thy servant became surety for the lad unto my father, saying, If I bring him not unto thee, then I shall bear the blame to my father, the father forever. Judah reminds Joseph that he personally promised Jacob he would take responsibility for Benjamin's safety. Unlike the past, when when Judah helped Joseph, he is now willing to sacrifice himself to protect his brother. This shows a powerful change in the heart and character. Genesis 44:33. Now therefore I pray thee, let thy servant abide instead of the lad, a bondman, my lord, and let the lad go up with his brethren. Judah keeps himself uh, Judah offers himself a servant in Benjamin's place so Benjamin can return home to Jacob. Jacob is powerful. Oh, it just became useless. Okay, hold on. This is the powerful moment because Judah, who once allowed Joseph to be sold, is now willing to sacrifice himself to save his brother. God has transformed Judah's heart from selfishness to love and responsibility. Genesis 44:34. For how shall I go up to thy father, to my father, and the lad be not with me, least peradventure to see the evil that shall come on my father. Judah finishes his plea by explaining that he cannot return to read Joseph's plan. He's willing to suffer in Benjamin's place because he cannot bear to see his father. No willingness. So the moment reveals the complete change in Judah's heart. He now chooses sacrifice and love instead of selfishness. I think that's it. Yeah. That was a Bible study, you guys. Forgive me again for just falling asleep as I read. It's currently 11:30. We're gonna finish Genesis. Just however I can't finish it, and then Exodus we will go to a schedule, preferably in the morning time. So this does not happen. I have read all of Genesis. I'm just sharing the notes that I came across to help me finish the chapter pretty quickly. It does take me a little bit more to put it together though. So hit that like. Until next time. Ciao.